this house out with funk, and I'm over here burning sage and incense and candles. I can't do it. You have to find somewhere else to live. What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we are back with another video. If you're a returning subscriber, then you know how this thing goes, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome and hello. All right, so we got to get into this story time. Now, this story time is not my story. This is a story of my friend, and I have gotten permission to tell this story, all right? Because I thought it was pretty funny when he was telling me the story, so I'm like, I have to tell my people this story, all right? So let's just jump right into it. So basically, this is about a cute boy with some stinking ass feet. Okay, so my friend was helping this boy out, and the boy ended up moving in with him and having some horrible hygiene. Okay, so but before we get to that, let me give you a little bit of backstory on my friend. My friend is hella cool. My friend, you know, very flirtatious, a little mixy. Like he's a good guy. He works hard. You know what I mean? And he be giving boys a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he'll open his home up to you if you need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, and situation, this was a boy that he had kind of met before. And they had kind of messed around. You know, they met on the apps. They actually dated, and he thought that everything was going to be good because they had actually had a chemistry and had dated before. And the boy that moved in, we'll call him Josh. So Josh was really actually attractive. All right, Josh looked good. Josh was like 6'1", brown skin. You know what I mean? Nice swag, jewelry. You know, smell good, seemingly. Right? He seemed to have it all together, had a full-time job, own car, you know, but he fell on some hard times because he was living with some people and it just wasn't working out. He wasn't from the area. And so my friend was one of the only people that he knew, especially since he had got out of a relationship because he was cheating on his ex. But anyway, I think he might have even cheated on his ex with my friend, but that's a conversation for another day. Anywho, so he kind of like got into a little bit of a rough patch in his life or whatever and needed a place to stay. So he ends up, you know, calling my friend and asking my friend, you know, can they crash there? And my friend's like, yeah, now listen, my friend lives in a studio apartment in Buckhead, you know, so it's a smaller space, but it's nice, right? And you have all the amenities that you need from, you know, a laundromat and you know, shopping centers and, you know, whatever you need, you know, to live your daily life, you have what you need. And so as time goes on, it's seeming that everything is going well. You know, the guy's going to work. He's paying his bills on time. They're working it out. I think they're even smashing from time to time. There's no sign of funk or stench at this time. Everything is working out. My friend really is not a big cooker, but the guy would even cook. You know what I'm saying? Like everything was working out until one day, I think there was an odd odor coming from maybe the left part of the room, or you know how an odor will hit you in the nostril toward, and you be like, what is that smell like? But it sometimes when it's like a certain amount of funk, like the funk will hit you on one side, and then you be like, it's what? I know I'm not tripping, and you go around sniffing around trying to find the spot where it's stinking. And I think that my friend was smelling that, but he was trying to ignore that, okay? He had been smelling the funk for weeks, but the guy was so attractive and he really liked the guy, and he felt like, well, maybe it was the trash. Maybe it's the bathroom. I don't know, but my friend also has OCD. So my friend knows that he had been cleaning and he's addicted to incense. So he would light the incense and light the incense and light the incense, but the funk would just keep sticking. And then he said that he kind of started to notice that the man would never wash his clothes. And then and also he would notice that every time the man had went to work, he would leave his work clothes there. Almost like he would go with a t-shirt and jeans, you know what I mean? And then just kind of like all of his whole work uniform, the rest of his work uniform, he just like get dressed at the locker. Like, you know what I mean? Like if they had like hoodies or jackets or whatever they give you at whatever job, you know, he worked at one of those jobs where they give you a uniform to kind of throw on. So he just leave it there, but he never bring the uniform back, which means he never really believed in cleaning the clothes or washing. And so my roommate, not my roommate, excuse me, my friend started to put that together. And as he was smelling, he started to notice that there was a stack of clothes that was really, really funky. And it happened to be Josh's clothes. So, my friend said that he, on the weekends when Josh would, be off, like he would try not to say anything, and he would just see if Josh would like wash the clothes. Like, cause my friend, he loves to wash clothes. He'll wash clothes like 2-3 times a week. So he'd be like, all right, I'm going to go wash clothes. And Josh would be like, all right. But then my friend is like, no, I'm going to go wash the clothes, thinking that, the man is going to go wash the clothes too. So he like, all right, and Josh would be like, oh, my friend would be like, oh, I'm about to go to the store and get some washing powder. You need anything? And Josh would be like, no. He's like, all right, I'm just going to get some washing powder. And Josh would be like, okay. And then my friend was like, I'm going to get some washing powder so we can wash the clothes. And Josh would be like, okay, I heard you. So my friend is like, bitch, you're not understanding. Do you not smell what's going on in the house? I'm going to the store to get some washing powder, which means start gathering your goddamn clothes. So my friend would go get the washing powder, come back. Josh is playing the game. Feet on the table, feet on the bed. They're in the studio. So everything's in that one spot. My friend comes in. He's irritated because the shade is my friend's clothes is already washed. He don't need to wash. And Josh is sitting there like he don't smell what the fuck is going on in the house. And my friend is just, as soon as he opened the door, is bombarded with funk. And so my friend slams down the washing powder and starts acting like he's washing because he don't want to say, nigga, you stink, because he don't exactly know what it is. So Josh just ignores it, asks him, is he hungry, whatever. So my friend, I guess, went to sleep. So then my friend starts the next day and asked Josh, he said, hey, Josh, it's Saturday. Do you want to go and wash clothes? Josh was like, yeah, I'll get to it, but not today, whatever. This is not the time. I got some other things I need to do. So then Josh went, and this is when my friend found out. Josh went looking for some socks to put on, but he did not have any clean socks because he had worn them all and he has not washed, and he was leaving. And I guess around this time, he was going to go be mixy. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So him and my friend had been messing around. Okay. But then I guess they had stopped messing around. I don't know what happened with that child. That's a story for another day. They had stopped kind of messing around. So they just decided that they're just going to be friends, but they were still living together. But Josh would still be on the app and kind of mixing it up with different men. He'd go to work, come home, chill for a little bit, find a date, go mix it up with him, go, do whatever he had to do. Him and my friend and him were just kind of like, all right, we're not going to kind of work together on that level, but I'm still going to help you out. You're going to save your money, whatever, and I'm going to help you get on your feet. So they had stopped kind of messing around. They were more like roommates now in the studio, but they would kind of sleep in the same bed together. You know what I mean? Y'all know how that goes. Sometimes it just is what it is. So he was on his way to go meet up with, I don't know if he was going to go meet up with somebody, but I feel like he was going to go meet up with somebody. He said he was leaving and he was going like on a date, or he was going to go meet up with a friend or a bro, but he had no socks because he hadn't washed. So he went through the dirty clothes. And my friend said at this moment he knew that Josh was fucked up. He said he went through the dirty clothes and he said he had a bunch of, he was pulling out socks, and the socks was just like this. They was like crunchy. They was crunchy, and he would like have to fan them out, and it would flake. It was like hard. And he said there was a pair of white ones that looked really, really sweaty. And he was like, I can't, Josh was like, he can't wear it. Josh said, I'm looking for the black socks. And he dug at the bottom of the pile of the clothes. And the socks came out, they were black and they were scrunched up, but they were crusty and hard. And he said, Josh, put them motherfucking socks on and left. And my friend said at that moment, he knew that he had enough. He said then he said he went into the store and bought some odor blockers and started pouring odor blockers in all Josh's shoes because Josh's feet was stinking so bad the whole house would be on fire. And Josh didn't give a fuck. He acted like he didn't know. He was used to it. So my friend just said, fuck this, I'm going to just start putting odor blockers and everything. So then Josh gets home and says, you put powder in my shoe? My friend says, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's a little smell out. It's a little smell. It's a little stink. He said, okay. I was fine. My friend said, okay, so do you want me to help you wash your clothes? Because we probably need to wash. He said, yeah. So he said, so my friend went and, he washed Josh's clothes for him. Now, he said when he went to wash Josh's clothes, he had all kind of shit going on. Shitty drawers, dirty socks, crusty undershirts, bloody sweatshirt. I mean, it was just the nasty thing. He said that he was ready to throw up washing those clothes. He said every inch of the clothing was stinking and it smelled horrible, where he was just sitting there gagging. And Josh thought nothing of it. So then once all the clothes was washed, my friend says, Josh goes, oh, thank you so much, bro. I ain't seen this sweatshirt in weeks. And then my friend goes, well, nigga, I'm sure. So then another week goes by. Josh is still not washing again. Another week goes by. Josh still's not going to wash. And I think at this point, my friend was tired of the odor blockers. My friend was tired of the incense. He was tired of the games. And I think he had finally had enough. So he came in one day after work and told Josh, he said, Josh, you have to go. Just like that. He said, Josh, you have to go. And he said, well, why? Why do I have to go? I thought we was cool. I thought we was working out. He said, do you not smell what the fuck is going on in this house? And Josh was like, what are you talking about, bro? You're tripping. I told you I was going to pay you, because Josh was a little bit, I guess he was a little bit late on the rent because he had been shopping, taking niggas on dates. So he was like, you know what? I told you I was going to give you the money. He said, nigga, this ain't even about the money. Fuck the money. Nigga, you stink. Your feet stink, your ass stink, and you don't wash your goddamn clothes. I've been sitting here lighting incense, burning sage, burning candles, and fucking putting odor blockers in all your goddamn shoes, and you won't get the hint that your motherfucking feet stink. You funky than motherfucker. And you don't seem to give a fuck. And he said to Josh, and he said, Josh said, well, shit, bro. I mean, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I don't smell anything. And he said, you should have said something earlier. My friend said, what do you think I was trying to do when every time I was telling you, you're going to wash your clothes? Did you think I needed to wash my goddamn clothes? I just washed my clothes. I even washed your clothes for you. I can't live like this. This is a small space. There's no way in hell I'm going to sit here and live with you and you got your feet up everywhere in this fucking air in this house out with funk. And I'm over here burning sage and incense and candles. I can't do it. You have to find somewhere else to live. Josh said, well, I don't have nowhere else to go. He said, nigga, well, you're going to have to get out of here because I can't take it. So Josh figured it out. Josh ended up moving in with a friend of another friend. And he repeated the pattern until he got put out again. So now the girls know him as Funky Feet around the world. And listen, be careful because maybe you have Josh living with you. But I thought that was just a funny story because I think that it's very important to, I think the message in that is you really don't know a person until you actually live with them, right? And I also feel like you got to make sure that you're very, very cognizant of the things that you're doing when you're living in somebody else's space because people will talk. You got to be like on your P's and Q's. And if you have a foot problem or a laundry problem, you probably should like get the vacuum seal bags or some shit, because people will talk about you and you can't go bouncing from place to place to place to place with funky feet. So interesting story. Short little kiki, but yeah, child. Josh is still out there, by the way. He's definitely still out there, flopping and bopping. So if you land next to a nigga with some funky ass feet, Ask him, is his name Josh? All right, y'all. Until next time, I want y'all to keep that same energy, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.